Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's the Prairie Banana here with another live stream. Hope everybody's doing well on this sunny Sunday afternoon, April 20th, Resurrection Day. What other things can I say about today? It's a good day. It's a good day in crypto. Every day is a good day in crypto. Some days are better than others. But no, this is an extra good day in crypto. Why? Because we're making gains. That's why. Hope you guys are doing good. Let's talk about crypto. I kind of want to start today with the bigger picture, like the not too big, but like Bitcoin. Let's talk about the broader market, and then of course we'll talk about the grace currencies. And if somebody could just drop a 1 in the chat or drop a hello in the chat, that'd make me feel like I'm not standing in this office alone. I say that all the time. Hey, David, good to see you. But I know there's people watching, and that's okay. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope that I can provide some content to you, something useful. And I do have something new to me that I'm excited about that I want to share with you guys that I learned last week. It was late last week. My weekends are pretty wrecked, so I really haven't had a lot of time to look into it. But we'll just look into it a little together, okay? And then if you guys want to take it and run with it, like I'm probably going to a little bit, then by all means you can. Let's just do that. So let me get it pulled up. I got this from. I'm always like really careful about security. Like, can I say this to this person? Have I agreed to not say anything about this topic? I don't think that I would be compromising anything by telling you guys this. I don't think so. I learned it from a buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, and he didn't say I couldn't say anything. And yes, it wasn't a private group, but we didn't have any conversation about, so I think I'm fine. Sorry, I'm just being me. All right, go to, and I can drop this link. I will drop the link here in the chat. Give me a second. I've got it pulled up. I'll drop it in as a comment. I don't know if you guys, let me know if you can copy that or if you can't, because I think you can, but I also am not quite sure. But let me show this to you guys. And I've got a friend that I want to show this to. So if you're in here, Yoda, this is what I was gonna show you. It's let me pull it up. I share my screen. Share screen. Give me a second. At least David's here. I'm glad you're here, dude. There we go. Okay. This is the result of somebody putting in some queries into an AI system called DeepSeek, which I am going to do a little bit. I'm going to do some working on DeepSeek. I've been using, let me just back up. Been using ChatGPT. Hold on a second. If you aren't using AI, what are you doing? Do I sound like Coach? If you're not using AI, what are you doing? Get used to it. AI is a thing, guys. It is taking this world by storm. And I started with ChatGPT, amazing Grok, which is if you have the paid for X platform with the blue check, then you have Grok, incredible. Ask it some things and look at the answer that it gives you. It would take me days to write that stuff out so well. And then DeepSeek is another one. I think that's out of China, but apparently it's good. I've done like one query on it so far. I definitely like the name, and I like the outputs that I've seen. So yeah, guys, if you're in this crypto thing and you have a growth mindset and you think you're going to be here for a while, start using AI. Why? Because you'll get your mind accustomed to querying this machine that can save you a lot of time. Really. And I catch myself sometimes doing some things and then I realize, oh, why don't I just use AI for this? And I'll save myself a lot of time. And of course we think, oh, I'm going to be bypassing using my own brain, right? Well, what AI does instead is it teaches you to be a good question. Let me back up. It teaches you to be a thorough question asker, because you need to be thorough in your questions, specific. And if you're not going to get the answers that you might be after, or the answers might be lacking. So, sorry, that's my advertisement. So anyhow, this is what you're about to see is a result of my buddy Steve querying DeepSeek about Bitcoin, because Ethereum is a leverage on Bitcoin, Pulse is a leverage on Ethereum, Grace currencies are a leverage on Pulse chain, and on and on and on. So what did we find out? That there's this Bitcoin MVRV Z score. That's what we found out. I want you to pay attention to this number over here. The latest stats, Bitcoin MVRV Z score on, well, this was yesterday, it's at 1.8. That's the score that we have right now. This score, actually, let me read it to you. I'm going to look, because I had to ask DeepSeek what it is. And I want to read it to you. There's merit in the answer here. What is the Bitcoin MVRV Z score? I'm asking DeepSeek right now. And because I had to look this up for myself yesterday, I just don't remember. The Bitcoin MVRV Z score is a popular metric used to assess whether Bitcoin is overvalued or undervalued relative to its historical price trends. It combines market value, MV, and realized value, RV, into a standardized statistical measure to identify extreme price deviation. So it's a metric used to assess whether it's overvalued or undervalued. Okay. Hey, J-Dub. All right. Well, I'm glad he did. Wow. Cool. That is awesome. I like Corey. Smart cookie. He's a smart cookie. So that's the MVRV score. And I'm going to remain excited about it, NJ-Dub, even though Gary beat me to the punch. It's okay. He's a friend of mine. So look at where we are right now, a 1.8. Okay, it's a 1.8. Now let's go and look at the previous cycles. We have 2012, 14, 18, and 2021. All right, so look at, and the MVRV score is this blue, is in the blue, and the gold is Bitcoin. So if I hover over here, we see Bitcoin topped out when the MVRV score was about 6. Let's call it 6. And then over here, looks like it had a double, like a double top. 8. And here it was 9, 8.5. And then in 2018, 9. 2021, 5.6. We are currently at, and let's see where we're at. 5.6. We're at 1.8. So we're like right here, equivalent, right here, guys, in the cycle. That's where we are, guys. We're right here in this cycle. Look at that, guys. I'm looking at it in a different way right now than I was the other day. But that's where we are in this market cycle. In theory, okay, this is all theory. I was just onboarding a friend of mine. It's where I literally came from. And I was like, this could all go to zero. You need to understand that. But yeah, in theory, Bitcoin is undervalued right now, but it's going into an overvalued part of its cycle. We're just not there yet. And if you look at Colin Cost Crypto, let's look him up. I want to look at this. I want to look at this this image. Bear with me. Colin Cost. And you know what's happening tomorrow, guys? Nothing, because the government shut down. Right. You would be correct. Is it 2 L's? Colin Cost Crypto? Why am I not finding him? All right, maybe I won't show him. Colin Cost Crypto. Isn't it Colin Talks? Colin Talks Crypto. All right. Let me find the image and I'll pop it up so I don't have to make you guys dizzy. Colin Talks Crypto. Wait a second. This is a scammer. I fell into a scammer site. There it is. It is a 1L. COLI. Thank you, NJ Dub. I should have read that 2 minutes ago. Ooh, Shaq, you're talking my language, man. 10-cent pTGC. Oh, boy. Guys, you get me excited. It's too early for that. See you in 200X. You were on the other day, weren't you? I think I remember you from Wednesday, Shaq. All right, so this is the 200-day moving average. No, I'm sorry. This is the global M2 money supply. And he's predicting Bitcoin's next move with it, right? So, and if you want to see the video, go to his channel. I think it's the same channel, Colin Talks Crypto, COLIN. And here is the M2 money supply right here. And apparently it hasn't even peaked out yet. And there's a number of days that are offset to where Bitcoin starts its run after the global money supply, something like that. Anyhow, they speculate that sometime toward the end of April, sometime in May, who knows, this is crypto, but we should start moving. Yes, it was you. Okay. And then what other exciting things do we have that have been happening in crypto? Well, in Pulse Chain specifically, Richard Hart opened up his X comment sections, his comments 2 weeks ago, two weeks ago tomorrow, I believe. And what else has happened? We got the SEC thing that's going to be, how come they say this is the 21st when tomorrow's the 21st, but that's a holiday? Well, the SEC had until the 21st to submit an amendment or whatever for Richard Hart's Pulse Chain SEC case, right? And if they don't submit it, then something about 60 days, or is it like over? That's what I want. I want the over done, never can be resurrected. Yeah, that's what I'm after. And then we can have no more time horizons for this certain SEC case, right? I want to be done with it. So watch Nuclear Herbs for that on X. All right, you'll get the updates from him. And he's not a prolific poster, but what he does post is relevant and good, and he's an attorney. So you can learn from him. I've met the guy in person. I like him. And he's in a mastermind group that I'm in. So, I mean, he's a good guy. So, happy Easter lemonade. Happy Easter, lemonade. Okay, you have to say it just right. I hope you guys are doing good. Greeting, Bronx Kid. So, did you guys like that? Did you guys like that MVRV thing, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, and there are other charts that I haven't even gotten into yet that Steve brought to my attention. But let's have a look at that. I haven't had time to look at, but let's have a look at the Grace currencies, guys. Let's do it. How are we doing, guys? Pulse chain is finally moving. Oh yeah. And another piece of good news is that Richard Hart bridged over some whatever Ethereum over to Pulse chain. And I hope that none of you guys are ungrateful about how much he moved over. I heard reference to somebody bitter that he only moved 100. Like, can we be thankful? Can we be grateful that he moved 100, that he moved any at all? It's his stuff. It was a sacrifice. But I did talk to somebody yesterday that says that she does expect it to be used, the sacrifice money to be used to bridge it over to pump the chain. I'm like, I can see that. I appreciate that. And I want that. But I'm not going to expect it. I don't care if he moved over 1/10 of an ETH. I'm going to be thankful and hopeful that I'm expecting that I'm thinking that he knows what he's doing if he only does 100. Like maybe he's doing a test, like to see how much is going to move the chain, how much people are going to dump, because you can only predict human behavior so much. So I think as a chain, we've done well. I don't know. What do we got here? We got you can see the buys and sells. Well, we have 105. Let me share my screen. Oh, this is pTGC. Let's look at, this is an instance where I want to look at the number of buys and sells. Buyers 1,653, sellers 1,720. But let's look at their dollar. Oh, 60. Oh, that's individuals. 6,342 buys, 5,364 sells. But this is a nice solid green. It's a 3-day candle. I accept. I love that. Right. In the last 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 days, we are up 60%, guys. 60% in 15 days. Who's going to sneeze at that? I love it. My chain is up 60% in 15 days. All right, now let's look at pTGC. I'm going to put this back on the daily. We had a really good run up yesterday. I'm laughing at myself. You guys like that? My chain? I've never used that term before. I like it. 60% in 15 days. What about pTGC? Let's do this. 3 days. Oh, it's not going to be 15%. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 32%. We're up 32% against Pulse, not against Pulse Chain, but let's see how much we are up against Pulse Chain on the daily. Not, from the top, we are down from the top. We are down 58% from the all-time top, which was a 9 point. The all-time top was like 22.6, right in that range, and now we're at 9.4. But I'm anticipating more volatility to the upside. I'm anticipating the Grace currencies are still going to crush it in this bull run, because this is what you always got to do, guys. Whenever you're feeling like what I'm showing you right now is maybe a little bit bearish. Okay, let's be honest. But let's go to the 3-day. Whenever you feel a little bit down in the mouth, zoom out. I mean, look, from the 6th of November, 2023 to, that first month, that whole month right there, it was down. What was it down? 80%. And then from June 2024 to about July, it was down 50%. And then today we are down from, let's call it February to May, April, not May. We're down 60%. Okay. Excuse me. I've got something in my throat. We have a couple things going on here. Okay. We are not at the most. Okay. Prairie Banana is, I'm going to tell you like it is. I tend to be a much of a moon boy. Okay. I can get really excited, but I try to balance myself out by saying, hey, you know, I like right now, we're not doing that great. We're not doing exceptionally well. If you look at just at the chart, I think there are aspects of pTGC that I'm absolutely bullish on. The supply, the community engagement, the future. Oh yeah, 10-cent pTGC, easy. But right now, the chart, it's doing fine. It just ain't doing as good as I want it to. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to come across as a little bit bearish. But there's a couple of things that are affecting the Gray's currencies right now. Pulse just bottomed out 2 weeks ago. It finally bottomed out. Pulse has gone sideways for 2 years, almost 3 years, and it bottoms out 2 weeks ago. And on top of that, I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, shiny objects. People bailing on shiny objects. I don't know what to say, except for I think they'll be back. If I have my hunches, I think they'll be back. I hope they make their gains and bring them back over here. I'm going to drink some. Yeah, sky's the limit. I just read your thing. Imagine Pulse does 100x pTGC is a leverage. Sky's the limit. I'm going to tell you what, guys. I mean, sorry. I told you I was a moon boy. I get excited, but for good cause. pTGC and UFO, yeah, they're a leverage on Pulse chain. And, we'll get into the moon math calculators toward the end of this. And you'll see that, yeah, these tokens can do some incredible X's on Pulse chain. Looks promising, but I really had no expectations now. What a ride. I like that. Yeah, no expectations. I was just telling somebody, this on board that, I try to have the ability to think, okay, everything can all go to zero and I keep my job or my business, or it can all go to the moon. It's all good, right? Well, the one ain't that great. I'd rather go to the moon. Smash the like, please. They said that pTGC is the best thing that Zen left. Can you elaborate? Okay, who's they? Who is that? Because maybe that'll help me figure out what you're referring to. They said that pTGC is the best thing that Zen left. Can you elaborate on that, please? I'm happy to. Zen, I don't think you're referring to the founder of pTGC. I think you're referring to. Oh, okay. Coach said that. Said it'd be the best thing that Zen left. You're probably referring to the Zen token, which I don't know that there was any connection between the Zen token and pTGC, but there is we call the founder Zen. There was an airdrop to Zen holders, some kind of Zen holder, forget TG Zen. If you held TG's in when pTGC launched, you got an airdrop. So there's a connection there, but I don't know what it is. In the origins, I'm trying to think. I don't know that there would be any connection, robot boy. How about come into the voice chat and ask Zen. Oh, really? If you check CoinGecko. All right, maybe we can get into the bottom of this. To the bottom, easily a top 50 coin by 2026 with a 25 billion to 30 billion market cap. Yeah, man. Let's look at CoinGecko. pTGC. I'm gonna share my screen. Don't worry, guys. Maybe you can walk me in the origins. Historical? No. I'm going to look at your comments here in a second. Chains. All right. In the origins, if you check CoinGecko, UFO, check. Website. Check the website. Been all over the website. Are you talking about pulsetgc.com? Robot boy, are you referring to pulsetgc.com, the DApp? I don't see any reference to to Zen. Oh, you are? Okay. Let's go to it. You said go to which tab, man? Home. You got these 7 tabs here. Which one? You know, there's a new website coming up. UFO and Coinky. Are you yanking me around? All right. UFO. Let's see. UFO and CoinGecko. All right, let me give this one more try, dude. UFO. Come on, CoinGecko. UFO. There's my UFO token. For real? Yes, Shaq. Oh, I love your question, dude. Let me scan through this. And we have the purpose for this AMA is to educate you. Not only to chat, have a chat, but to also help you guys. All right. I believe you, robot boy, that you're referring to some kind of Zen. I just can't find it, dude. I just cannot find it. So if you want to PM me a link or a screenshot, do that. Let's talk. Let's answer Shaq here. I'm going to have a seat though. I've been recording, guys, a couple of videos. Thanks, robot boy. Appreciate it. I've been recording a couple of videos. Go to my channel. This is how we gain investors. Okay, Shaq, you got it, man. Your wish is my command. Go to my channel. Matter of fact, I should go to my channel. Let's do that real quick. I think I can do this without. Let me just pull this off the screen real quick. I just want to make sure I'm not doxing anything. I think we're good. Okay. Security is very important around here. Okay, so these are my videos. Let's see. Here's the most recent one, but I haven't recorded it yet. It's not public at the top. And this, you see, it says it's unlisted. Then this one, I'll click on it as I go. Click on them as I go. So this one, how to LP UFO with your Hex, pHex, Pulse X, and Inc. Okay, that one's up 6 minutes. How to LP. An overview of look into pTGC.com, which we're going to use in this presentation. What pTGC and UFO holders have been earning. All about secretobank.com. Add a spinning emoji. Gold Circle Space Force. Okay, there's a call to get your gold circle. pTGC and UFO by the numbers, that's just our monthly data. Increase your UFO shares for free, a crypto hack. And here is locking, pTGC locking explained in detail, Shaq. Okay, so we will do it now, but here's a resource for you guys. I mean, take 20 minutes and watch this video because I go into detail about locking, and this one also about staking. Okay, and they're broken up, obviously, into two separate videos. But let's talk about staking and locking right now. When you hold, okay, there are three ways that you can earn with pTGC. You can hold it, you can stake it, and you can lock it. If you hold it, you earn what are called reflections. If you stake it, you'll earn reflections and staking rewards. If you lock it, you'll earn reflections, staking rewards, and locking rewards. And there's a difference between locking rewards and reflections and staking, which we will get into. And if I forget, somebody remind me to tell you guys the difference, because there's a big difference. So if you buy pTGC and you got it in your wallet, you're earning reflections, you're holding it. The only other two things you can do is stake it and lock it if you want to. It's optional. A lot of people don't. I do. I'm an advocate of staking and locking because I like the passive. So if you hold pTGC and you're thinking about staking it, you will connect your wallet with the pTGC on it to the dApp, which is pulsetgc.com/staking. So it's this tab right here. You have your wallet connected. See, I have a wallet connected. This is my experimental wallet. And you see a bunch of information up here, and that's just global information for the whole system. Okay. And this is your information, these bottom four boxes. And that's just for this wallet. Total TGC earned. Hold on a second. Earned from holding, that's your reflections. Earned from staking, earned from locking. Okay. If you wanted to stake your pTGC, before you do, you need to understand that if you decide to unlock your unstake, two terms. People use them interchangeably, but we shouldn't, because it is confusing. If you're staked, you're staked. Use that term. If you're locked, it's a separate term. Then you're locked. Okay. If you decide to stake, you need to understand that you can unstake at any time. You can also claim your rewards at any time, which is wonderful. You can keep your stake staked for however long you want, which is wonderful. But if you do decide to unstake, you're going to pay a 1% penalty. I hate to call it a penalty because it's really only 1%. You're going to pay 1%, which goes to all the other stakers. But one of the beauties is you can unstake as much as you want. You can unstake 10% or one token. It's all up to you. You're going to pay 1%, and it goes to the other stakers. Excuse me. I will do an experiment about how to maybe determine ROI on staking. I have to write it down. Let me do that, guys. ROI. Let me do this. Just bear with me here, because I like to capture my ideas. How long to ROI on staking? 1%. Okay, thanks for letting me do that, guys. So understand you're going to pay 1% to unstake. Have I unstaked? I don't think I've unstaked anything. Yeah, I haven't Oh, the TGCN website. TGCN is discontinued. Okay, well, that explains a lot of it then, Robot. Let me know if you find anything else, man. I'm just curious. I was a big Xenian back in the day. I still have some. So staking, you're going to pay 1% to unstake, but you can claim your rewards. Let me show that to you. right here. Well, let's go through the process first. Okay. So you've got your pTGC on your wallet. Only buy pTGC from a wallet that you want to keep it on, because otherwise you're going to pay a transfer tax, which is 5%. There's no getting around the transfer, the fee, whether you LP, you transfer, or you do anything with pTGC, you're going to pay a fee. You know, if you're moving it, you're going to pay the 5% fee. So you hold pTGC on your wallet, and let's say you're going to stake it. Well, I got 2,926 on this wallet. I can stake all of it or a portion of it. Okay. Did you see that? Just click on stake, and you can stake however much you want. And then let me see, and then you confirm it, and then you confirm it in your wallet, pay the fee and all that good stuff. And then you'll have staked pTGC, and it'll be shown right here. So on this wallet, I have 1 million staked. If I want to claim rewards, I'll click on this button right here, claim. And there are some more rewards at 4,621, it looks like. And I got to log in. Oh, yeah, I'm logging in on my Rabby. But yeah, I'm not gonna claim, because this is an experiment, an ongoing experiment. So you can claim your rewards, and they'll go into your wallet. Right now, they're in the contract. Okay. Staking rewards and locking rewards are held in the contract until you claim them. And then they go to your wallet and they begin earning reflections. So once you claim your staking rewards, they'll go to your wallet, and then you can stake them too, right? Or you can take them home for profit, or you could lock them. You can do anything you want. They're yours. And once you claim them, and you're not paying any fee when you claim them, they go straight to your wallet. But if you click on this withdraw, that's like unstaking. And you can withdraw any portion. You can withdraw any portion of your stake, okay? But you are going to pay 1% on it. I hope I'm answering your question, Shaq O'Neal. How to stake and lock and what to expect. This is how we get investors. I like that, dude. So if you hold pTGC, you're going to earn reflections. If you stake it, you're going to earn staking rewards. And I want to say more about that. Let's go through the locking, and then let's go through some APY stuff, okay? And I might need to turn on some lights in here just to get some more light on me, because if I were a viewer of this thing, I'd be like, why are you hiding in the shadows, man? I've got nothing to hide except my wallet contents and my location and my name. Other than that, I'm an open book, guys. I try to be. Let's cover locking, and I'll get in. Okay, so APY, and then the differences between holding and staking and locking. So if you wanted to lock your tokens, they would need to be staked first. And then my advice about locking, let's talk about, there's a lot more to locking than there is staking. And you really need to go into it. Okay, Shaq, we're going to cover that. I've got a APY sheet. You keep me on task, man. I like it, dude. I really like it. I appreciate the whatever. You're a team player, dude. I appreciate you. Locking is a commitment. How so? If you end your stake, you are going to pay 1% to all the other stakers. If you end a lock early, there's a time commitment. Okay, there's no time commitment to staking, 1% fee. There is a time commitment to locking. And if you you can end your lock early, but if you do, you're going to pay 30%, which goes to all the other lockers, just like that does for staking. But it's 30%. That's big. That's 30 times the end stake penalty. So my advice is, don't just haul off and do one big lock today. sleep on it. If you need more nights to sleep on it, but you're like, man, I still want to earn these lock-in rewards, do a 90-day. Do a 90-day lock, you're going to earn 55% of all the locking rewards. If you do 1 year, you're going to earn 60%. If you do a 2 years, 65% on up to 10 years, and you earn 100% of the lock-in rewards. That's like the ultimate, right? So take some time, sleep on it. Don't make a hasty decision, because I don't want you to or have to, early end lock so you can reposition. Think about it, guys. I thought about it for like 7, 8, 9 months before I finally had a plan. And what I did, and I learned in the meantime too, 2 important things. If you lock one day into the next tier, I should be showing you guys these tiers. If you lock one day into the next tier, you'll earn from that tier. So, I mean, you guys can figure this out really easy. 90-day lock, you earn 55%. 1 year lock, you earn 60% on up. You can write this out on a piece of paper. 9 years and 1 day, you're going to earn 100%. But you can't lock any more than 10 years. I hope that wasn't too confusing. You can't lock any more than 10 years. 10 years is the max. You're going to earn 100%. But if you need a place just to park it and you want to be locked and earn 55% just for 90 days, do the 90-day lock. And then after 90 days, you got 9 days to think about it. What am I going to do with this when it's unlocked? Then you, after 90 days, you can decide, do you want to do a ladder? I did an annual ladder. So I have pTGC unlocking every year for the next 9 years, 9 years actually from now. I also did, I did a lot of 10-year locks. Why did I do a lot? Because this is secret number 2. Don't lock a big old bag. Break it up into smaller bags. All you're going to pay is gas. And then, of course, to claim your tokens, it's an extra step to claim your tokens. Unless you're using lookintoptgc.com, that DApp allows you to claim all of them at the same time. And I think the new site is going to be that way also, guys. So that's almost a moot point. So lock up multiple bags. If you get, let's say you have 10 million and you want to do 10-year locks. Well, instead of putting 5, let's say you want to put half of it in 10-year locks. Instead of putting 5 into a 10-year lock, make 5 10-year locks. So if you decide to early end lock one, you're only paying 30% on one of those millions. I hope that's making sense. Okay. Are there any questions about that? Okay. Let me show you how to do that. And then I'm going to talk to you about the difference between staking reflections and locking rewards. And I get a little excited. So this is not oh yeah, this is correct. Okay. So if you hold pTGC, you earn reflections. If you stake it, you earn staking rewards, which you can end your stake anytime. You can claim your rewards anytime. And then once you claim them, you can stake them. You can turn them into a lock, whatever you want to do. If you want to lock your tokens, they need to be staked. So if you have staked tokens that aren't locked, then you'll click here. And I don't have any staked tokens that aren't locked. So, but if I did, it would be shown here. And I could say, put 1,000. I want to put 1,000 into a lock. And I want to do a 10-year lock. So I got my calculator here, and I'm going to go, because if Prairie Banana said if I lock 1 year into a 9-year, that I'll earn the 100%. So I'm going to do 9 times 365, which is 3,285. And then I'm going to add 7 days just in case there's a leap year in there or something. So I'm going to lock for 3,292 days. And then lock my tokens. And then you'll see them down here. All right. If there are any questions about locking or staking, shoot them over now. I'm about to tell you the difference between staking and locking. Holding is kind of a no-brainer, but okay, there are 2 key differences. The first key difference is the holding rewards and staking rewards are machine dependent. Whenever that contract executes, you are going to be paid in reflections and staking rewards, because 1% of the fee of every fee, whether it's initiated by a human or a bot, 1% goes to holders, and 1%, an additional 1% goes to holders and stakers. So every time the contract executes, this is one of the things that I really love about pTGC is that the AMM bots are working for me 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And they pay me the overtime. They work overtime and they pay me the overtime. So let me be less cryptic. So all of the tokens that pTGC is bonded with, most of them being key assets on the Pulse network, being mostly RH tickers or the most promising projects on Pulse chain. If there is an imbalance in those pairs, the AMM bots are going to try to balance those pairs out. That's their job. They have to balance the pairs. And when they do that, they're buying and selling out of pools and putting money into pools and paying the fee, the 5% fee, which goes to holders and stakers. So those are the machines. And also human buys and sells also are paying the 5%, or people moving pTGC from one wallet to another, which doesn't happen very often, because once you do it once or twice, you're like, I ain't doing that again. But we're buying or selling pTGC. So whenever those transactions happen, we get paid. The holders and stakers get paid. And I call those like machine payments, right? They're going to happen regardless. Now, the locking rewards are not machine dependent. They're dependent on a user like you or I deciding, you know what? I need this money. Or, I'm up so much on this bag that I'm going to pay the 30%. I got this bag for $100. It's worth $1,000. I'll pay $300 and walk away with 600 in profit. So, and it's those guys. But those locking rewards are dependent on those guys. We don't know that any of those guys are going to early end lock at all. We can speculate with a high degree of certainty that they will, but we can't say that they will. There's a difference between what do I call it? Probability and possibility, or something like that. Is it probable? Yes. Is it possible that that nobody will? It's possible, but that's not probable. They're probably going to early end lock, but it's not as dependable as the reflections and staking rewards is what I'm getting at. It's human dependent. Now, once they do early end lock, then the machine kicks in and distributes all the tokens. I guess there's a third key difference. And that is there is a third key difference. Or is that the second? I'm losing track. I can count to 3, guys. The key difference, is that in holding and staking, you're earning in the value of the tokens today. The contract is executing, buying and selling tokens at the value that they're worth today. So, like, let's say you hold pTGC and all you're doing is holding it. And I go and I buy some today and I pay the 5% fee. Well, the price of pTGC today is 403 and I bought $1,000 worth. So the contract is going to send you 1% of that $1,000, which is $10. It's going to buy $10 of pTGC at the price 403 that it is today. and it's going to send it. Is it 403 or 3? I think it's 303. And it's going to send it to your wallet. I think it's 303. Yeah. So that's for holding and staking. It's dependent. It's on the price today. Locking rewards are not based on the price today. That dude that paid $100 for his tokens and they ran up and they're $1,000, they're worth $1,000 now, and he's going to nuke $300 worth. What if he paid $100? How do you say it? What if he got 10 billion for $100? And so the tokens that he's nuking is 3 billion tokens. Then we're distributing 3 billion tokens to all the lockers. So in the example of I'm holding pTGC and somebody buys $1,000 worth, and the contract buys $10 worth at 303, how many tokens is that? That's not very much. Let's call that 1,000. Might be 1,000 tokens that it's distributing to all the other holders. But very, very small value. But then the guy nukes 3 billion tokens and sends those to all the holders. Now that's not going to happen. Probably that's a lot of tokens. The most we've seen in a 30 days time frame is about 1 billion. But you see the difference is holding and staking rewards are based on the value of the tokens today. Locking rewards are based on token quantity. And I hope I didn't beat a dead horse. And that's why I'm very bullish on locking. Let's answer a question here. Okay, and then we'll get into ROI. Let's do that. Let me see if I can answer Polygon. Can you explain what determines the rate of return for just reflections? Yes. Let's get into that after we look at this after we look at this spreadsheet. You guys know I'm the spreadsheet guy, which is amazing, guys. If you knew me and my performance in school, you'd be like, you working numbers, dude? Yeah, I know. All right, you guys ready to get dizzy? I'll try to walk you through. I really should update this. This is from my buddy Shaka. And if you're in here, Shaka, he usually drops in and says hi. If he's in here, he says hi. I think. I can't ever tell who's in here. Man, it could be Richard Hart in here and I wouldn't even know it, man. It could be Donald Trump. No, I know you guys, those guys ain't in here. But okay, this is from my buddy Shaka. He built this, and here's the deal. Let me try to break this down for you. We have pTGC stuff up here, and then pTGC in the yellow, UFO in the green. It's actually gold. Okay. I should make these colors match. Now, this is all based on my 1 million token experiments that I have for pTGC and UFO. Okay, you can, if you, who is this? Shaq. If you want to screenshot this, have at it, dude. I'll move my cursor out of the way and you can screenshot it, rebuild it if you want, geek out. I don't care. Or if you want a copy, I can send you a copy privately. Just reach out to me directly. So the reflections APY was 5.7%. Staking APY was 9.18%. And the locking APY was 2.35%. And there's a lot of grain of salt built into this. And if Shaka were here, he could explain a lot of it. But just know that there's a lot of it. It's based on price of tokens, how much they, how well they have performed in the 1 year that this experiment is going on, what has been the volume on the network. And I almost should have a conversation with Shaka Vibes, like live, so we can get it on record. because I've had this conversation with him before and I don't remember all the details. I mean, as much as I want to help you, I can basically just show this to you and show you the reflection, the APY. Now, the APY for UFO, for me, is a little more exciting. And don't take me wrong, guys. Just because I said that I'm more excited about the APY for UFO does not mean that I'm bearish on pTGC. Very excited about pTGC and what it's going to do for a lot of us. But look at the APY for just, well, I always get this backwards, but for LP'ing, 21%, for holding, 111%. Now, here's screenshot time. Take a screenshot if you want. So we covered that. We answered your question, Shaq O'Neill. ROI for staking and locking. So there's your ROI. In original bio is million. Let's go back here. Million tokens. And there's your reflections, staking, and locking. Okay. Hope that helps, dude. I think that's pretty clear. And of course, your APY. Sorry, I got off track a little bit on APY. But you guys might be wondering, why is the APY for holding UFO 5 times more than the APY for LP'ing? Because a lot of people are LP'ing their tokens, and those tokens are they're not counted in the reflections pool, the pool of tokens that are receiving reflections. That's why. So if you're holding UFO, good job. If you're LP'ing it, that's another story. And if you guys weren't on Spaces yesterday, I'm going to be having a conversation with Kong. I think we're going to be building a calculator for UFO share rate, estimating something. I mean, if you have a share rate, it'll show you how valuable it is. Because, guys, the UFO share rate is the equivalent of the pTGC locking rewards. They're like the token's best kept secret. The locking rewards are a superpower for pTGC. The share rate is a superpower for UFO. That's what I'm speculating. So that's that. Polygon. Can you explain what determines the rate of return for just reflections for both pTGC and UFO? Reflections. I'll show you. Better than explain. I will show you, dude. Let me get this ready. I'm just having fun, guys. If it seems like I'm having fun, okay. If it seems like I'm making fun of you, I'm not. I might just be having fun. I'm having fun. All right, guys. Now, if you don't have a subscription to lookintoptgc.com, you are welcome to have one. And what it do, BB? I love you guys' language. It makes me crack up. You guys. Oh, man. I'm going to read your comment here in a minute after I answer Polygon. Okay. You distracted me, man. If you guys want a subscription to lookintoptgc.com, you can reach out to me, but it's a lot easier just to go to the site. Okay. Just click on, where is it? Activate Premium. I'll show you guys. Premium Activate. And you can have it for, I think it's $17.28 a month, guys. And you can have full access to this site. Otherwise, you got to come to the stream and see some of the stuff. There's one thing, at least one thing here I'm not going to show you, and that's the staking, because you guys could screenshot it. And then it would defeat the purpose of, it would undermine everybody else that has a subscription like me, So, but what can you expect for reflections for both pTGC and UFO? And I appreciate that you said please. I appreciate that. Let's go to, so you would go to reflections, and let's say Polygon, you have your subscription, go to reflections, pTGC, you can connect your wallet or click on experimental wallet. And guys, I am going to try to get a cursor highlighter. I don't know why I haven't got that yet. I've gotten a couple of them. They just don't highlight on the screen. And then you're going to click calculate fields. And then you're going to select a volume, because that is Polygon. That is what determines the rate of return for your reflections. It's the volume. We got to have volume. If there's no volume, then there's going to be if there's no volume, transactions equate to volume. So we got to have transactions to have the volume. We have human transactions. We have bot transactions. We will always have transactions as long as we have an active network. But it's the transaction volume that determines the yield. So, and we want lots of volume. Where does volume come from? Volatility. So we have times like the SEC FUD, or what happened back in December, where Richard Hart's getting prosecuted for beating somebody up or something that probably didn't even actually happen, and then everything goes, and all those AMM bots are popping off, pow, 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 balancing those token pairs. And pTGC and UFO holders are just going cha-ching, 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 getting paid magnificently. We love those times. Never go up, never go down. Grace holders get paid extra. Yeah. So we get paid based on volume. We love volatility and volume. So let's get this back on. So you said, okay, where I was going with that is that, like, we have days where the volume, like today, it might be 100,000. We've had $2.1 million in volume on pTGC already at this point in the cycle. And guys, what we're getting, the data that we're getting is that as the value of the Grace currencies is increasing, and how do I say this? The value is increasing, but also the volume is increasing almost at the same rate. And so what does that mean? Like I was saying, that when that contract executes, it's buying tokens based on the value of the tokens today. So in theory, if the price stayed level and the volume went up, the volume would necessitate buying more tokens. So you would get more tokens, but they would be worth less. Do you follow that? More tokens because the price didn't move, but the volume went up. You'd earn more tokens, but they're worth less. What we're finding is that the price has gone up 10x, volume has gone up 10x. So you're earning the same number of tokens, but they're worth 10 times more or thereabouts. That's what we've found. That's exciting. And we hope that trend continues. So the volume is all over the map, but we have not seen the machine take off yet on Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain hasn't done really anything near what it could do for a bull cycle. All right. So let's just say we do $5 million in volume. And then this is the experimental wallet that we're connected to. The guy's a shark. His yearly return would be $38,000 because that's his current balance. And Polygon, this only calculates the reflections. If he's LP'ing UFO, of course, he wouldn't be earning any reflections, but this is only demonstrating reflections. 571,000. This is pTGC. Anyhow, scratch the UFO part. So he's earning $37,680. So he would be earning, if he was staked, he'd be earning staking rewards on top of that. And if he were locked, he'd be earning locking rewards on top of that. And here's some of the league tiers, guys. And this guy is a shark. Let's say, and these are all based on that same volume level, $5 million. So if a guy held 29 million pTGC, he would earn $5 a day, $160 a month. Now, granted, that is at today's dollar value. Okay. Once you've earned those tokens, they're sitting in your, let's say you earned 1,000 pTGC tokens today and it was worth $5. Okay. You're like, whoo, I can buy a coffee. At least that's a coffee, but it's 1,000 tokens is worth a cup of coffee today. But let's say in a month's time, or in time, let's say in time, that 1,000 tokens does a 20x. Well, now it's worth $100. So let's say you had a series of days where you're earning $5 worth of tokens at today's price. And every day you're earning $5, $5, $5. And then in 6 months, it's done 100x. So now it's like not $5 anymore. No, it's not 100x, but 20x. It's not $5 anymore. It's $100, $100. You see where I'm going with that? That's where you get excited. Okay. It's the future. Okay. I hope that answers your question. Let's reread the question just to make sure. What determines the rate of return for just reflections? Volume. That's it, man. That's it. Volume. What it do, PB? Can you touch on how? Did I say that right? What's so funny, guys, is I see your icon, your PFP, and your name, and that's it. I don't know anything about you guys. That's such a trip. Can you touch on how pTGC and UFO will grow in value over time, regardless of whether a pulse chain moons or just continues to move sideways? That point in itself is amazing, but slept on. You are correct. Dude, you built a lot into that question. I'm going to need a sip of coffee. Just give me a second and I'm going to pull up I can read the question a second time. Can you touch on how pTGC and UFO will grow in value over time, regardless of whether pulse chain moons or just continues to move sideways? That point itself is amazing, but slept on. Yeah, let's do it, man. I got it here, guys. Hold on. I had to comment because we want to see a full screen. There we go. All right, pTGC. Now this Duffy is onto something here. pTGC and UFO, they are slept on. Why? Because it was always a dream for pTGC to go 1-to-1 with Pulse. And some thought it could never happen. It happened on August 26th, 2024. It was always a dream for didn't a UFO hit 1-to-1? Yeah, it did. Let me double check. It did. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I don't want to. Yeah, it went to like 1.9. Okay. So it hit 1-to-1 on August 26th, 2024. And then it went on to hit like 22-to-1. All the while, Pulse going practically the whole while, just going sideways. So if you had flipped your Pulse bag, and I don't hold any, it's the gas token. If you had flipped your Pulse on August 26th into pTGC, and like, I'm going to take a risk. I'm all in on this pTGC because it's an index of the best tokens on Pulse chain. And I hear that if I own pTGC, I own a piece of all the tokens that it's bonded with. Pulse, PulseX, Hex, eHex, Inc. PDI, teddy bear, tropa, you name it. You own a piece of it if you own pTGC. It's true. So you put your pulse into pTGC on August 26th. And then by February, let's say at some point in February, and it may have been true, we're at 15 to 1. We've been up to 22 to 1. But at a point in February, 15 to 1, you could have flipped all your pTGC into pulse and had 15 times more pulse. 15 times more pulse. When all the while pulse is going sideways. Why? Because pTGC is moving up against pulse. That's why. And UFO is doing the same thing. And besides that, you could have done that with many tokens. You could have done that with your hex, your eHex, your PDI, your teddy bear, your tropa, your ink, PulseX. Yeah, check them all out. This is how you do it, guys. Thank you, Duffy, for bringing this up, man. This is what you do, guys. Go to UFO, all right? And you're going to go to the, right now I'm on the UFO WPLS pair. Does it look a little bit sad? Okay, zoom out. All right, here's another trick, guys. Watch this. Zoom over. And this is just UFO. I learned this trick a couple weeks ago. I'm like, oh, that helps. That really helps. All right, so let's reset the chart. This is what you do, guys. I'm going to start with UFO, and then I'm going to go to pTGC. Oh, that was in WPLS. I'm sorry. I thought I was in USD. So this is the USD chart. And this is the default. So when you pull up your deck screener, it's going to pull up the chart in USD. And what you want to do is you're going to invert the chart, because right now you're looking at UFO in terms of dollars, which is fine. But Duffy Slice and Shank, his question was, how can you show that they grow in value over time regardless of whether pulse chain moons or not? Well, pTGC and UFO have been mooning regardless of pulse chain. And the way you can see it is by inverting the chart. So you pull up your deck screener and you switch it from USD to WPLS. Watch. You can do this with any chart. You can do it with UFO Hex, UFO Inc. And then you're going to need to zoom out again. All right. UFO came out in May 2024. And look at the performance. Let's zoom in a little bit and then just kind of scroll over. And again, it's in terms of WPLS, which is this price over here. That is the ratio that we're at right now, 0.5966. Look at the performance of UFO against the layer one. And here's the ratios right over here. See, we're at 0.18 and it's going down, 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 0.14, 0.09. Same is going to be true for pTGC. Go to pTGC. Click on, this is on the 3-day chart. So this is the lifetime of the token. That looks beautiful, right, in USD. Let's flip it to WPLS. And here again is the ratio, 9.4199. It costs 9.4199 pulse for every pTGC. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be 1 pulse. It used to be less than 1 pulse. All right, so let's flip it to WPLS. And it's about the same. So if you want to go back to August 26th, right there, you see that 0.9599. August 26th, we hit 0.1. And now we are at, you get a 9.4 extra pulse bag if you flipped it into pTGC back in August 26th. That's powerful. And it blows my mind that there are people stacking pulse. I'm like, guys, We have a contract over here that has been operating flawlessly for 18 months, has a community of raving fans, a semi-doxed founder that is active in the community, renounced contract that has been audited, all that stuff. And people are stacking polls. And you've heard about this token from multiple angles from multiple different people. You're still stacking polls? Well, I mean, people are gonna do what they want to do. And that's I'm not against it. I'm just gonna like can you think about this? Maybe allocate a portion, of your portfolio to the Grays currencies. I mean, we're all here to speculate, right? Well, speculate on the Grays a little bit, okay? I'm just having fun, guys. All right. Hour and a quarter. And we didn't cover UFO. Let's cover UFO real quick, and then we'll get into some moon math and look into pTGC. Got juiced up last week, so it's looking a little better. It was looking great. Now it's looking better. Do you guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat here real quick, because we're going to try to wrap this up in 15 minutes. Okay. We're going to go to UFO is just, I don't know why. Is it simpler? I always say this, don't underestimate UFO. But it's true that it's like, are there less moving parts? I guess there are, because you can't stake it. You can't lock it. But you can LP it, and you can't do that with pTGC. So, but I always just throw in the caveat that I'm bullish on UFO. It's like, it's not a little brother, because the little brothers get beat up by big brothers. And UFO, I don't think is going to get beat up by pTGC. UFO is a top contender. Let's pull it up, guys. If you hold UFO, yeah, man. So what do you do? Well, if you're holding UFO, you're earning a 111% APY. At least you did in the last year since it launched. But if you want to LP some, and we should have some information, I'm working on a useful tool for you guys that can help exemplify the share rate and how precious it is. So let's say you want to get in on the share rate. So you got to have UFO. You got your UFO, and you're going to go here. You're going to click on UFO token, and you're going to click on UFO liquidity pools. And again, I did create a video for how to do this. It's very simple. Let's say you want to create a UFO Inc. pool. Click on Manage Pool right here. Add liquidity. And you're going to have to add equal portions of UFO and Inc. Then select Add New Liquidity. Transact in your wallet, and you'll have a new LP. Congratulations. You'll be assigned by the contract, you'll be signed a share rate. And I'll show you that in just 1 second. So once you do this, I recommend that you confirm. You need to confirm in your wallet, but you can also confirm on the DApp that you actually have this pool. Just make sure. You want to walk away and think, oh, I got an LP. And you actually didn't. Come back 6 months later and no, don't do that. Don't do that. Go to UFO token, UFO PLP rewards is where we're going to see this pair. And then you're going to wait for it to populate. And then you're going to, actually, this is a pulse one. Okay. So this is a legit UFO pulse pool. And you're going to see it here. Your total held 223,000 PLP tokens, total stake held, staked, UFO shares, 1 million, pending reward, 51,000 pulse. So the reward for LPing UFO is pulse. And granted, that's an extra step, right? Because UFO is moving up against pulse and you're earning pulse. Well, if you love pulse, and I do, I use it for transacting. It's the gas token. I need it, but I don't want to hold big bags of it. And it is an extra step to get it into something that is going up. So once it builds up to a certain amount, I flip it into pTGC or UFO or whatever I want. Okay, so that's how to LP your UFO. And I don't know if there's anything more about it. It's pretty simple, except the share rate. I kind of glanced over that. Your UFO shares is what guarantees your amount of reflections. So, how do I say this? Not reflections. I'm sorry, but rewards going to that LP pools, going to the LP pools. They're UFO shares. They do not change. If you unpair your LP, I've already demonstrated with the calculator that if you unpair your LP and you had an early LP and you want to get it all back, your shares, which are dependent on the amount of UFO. So if you put, I'm going in circles, guys. If you put 1 million UFO into an LP, you'll have 1 million shares. If you put 5 million UFO into LP, you'll have 5 million shares. So if you got an early on share rate and you've lost UFO because UFO went up against the paired asset, so people were buying UFO, so you have less UFO, and you go and unpair, like this LP right here has about 200. It started with 1 million UFO, has about 250,000 UFO in it now. So if I unpaired it and I'm like, oh no, I made a mistake, and I want that 1 million UFO share rate back, I would have to buy 750,000 UFO to get up to 1 million, so I could pair it with the paired asset. And then what if the paired asset price changed and I had to buy some of that also? So last time I checked, it would cost me 2.6 times more to restart versus just keeping it. So once you get a share rate, it's like, I'm not touching it because it's just going to be a cash flowing machine for me. Yeah. Hour and 22 minutes. Shaq O'Neill says, I'll say it again. pTGC is a huge leverage on Pulse. Once Pulse moons 50, 100x, I can't tell you the return for pTGC. I am with you, Shaq. You and me, we are in agreement on that. We are. 100x, 200x, 300x. I like your breakdown, dude. You're like one of those real guys. One of those real guys. Yeah, man. Because you're like 100x, 200. Some people are like 100x, 1000x. Yeah, that's true. But there's all these integers. Are those integers in between? Yeah, man. I like how you think, dude. Let's get into some moon math. That's going to be on. Look into pTGC, guys. This site will probably always be being built upon. So let's do some moon math. pTGC pulse. All right, let's do the standard. All right, I'm just going to tell you guys this. You guys can do this. You could bypass the moon math calculator. You know how you do it? Okay, let me show you guys. Let me tell you guys something. We're going to put two numbers in here. One is the X factor, and one is the X's that Pulse is going to do, that we think it can do. The X factor is, okay, remember August 26th, we went 1-to-1 with Pulse, and we're at about a 10-to-1. So we've done a 10X against Pulse in 6 months? More than that, 8 months. 10X against Pulse in 8 months, and Pulse has done nothing. So, but we've coined that the X factor, the 10X. I don't like to put 10X into this calculator. I usually put 5 or 2. Now, if Pulse does, let's say Pulse does 100X, then we will take the 100X times the 5X, and that's 500X. That's why I'm saying that you guys can do this with your own calculator. 500X times the current price of pTGC. Okay. So whatever you think, whatever number of X's you think pTGC can do against Pulse, and then the number of X's that you think Pulse can do, and multiply that times the current price, and that is the price that you think pTGC could get to. Okay, but this calculator does it for you. So we're going to put in an X factor of 5, and we're going to put in 100X, and then we're going to calculate. Please fill in all. I got to have hold on. I think. Oh, I didn't select the token. 5X, and then 100X, and then it's going to be a 500X times the current price, and I haven't looked at it in a few minutes, so be a 15-cent pTGC. Okay, 15-cent pTGC, which would make a lot of people really happy. All right, free X band. I gotta segue over to let me get my thought here before I answer your question, free X. I think we're gonna do this. Lost my thought. We'll be good. We'll be good. Let's answer your question. I'm trying to understand UFO LP farms. It's not necessarily better to just DCA to a current LP. Sometimes it's better to end your LP. No. Free X band, and this is for anybody. I would not. Sometimes it's better. Okay. I know where you're going with this. I think I know where you're going with this. Yes. Be very careful. Be very careful. Let me drop this video in the chat. All right, this is going to explain it to you. Am I getting a shareable link? Copied. Let me know if you can't grab this link. Will somebody please let me know if you can't grab a link out of the chat? I legit do not know. And I want to know because I don't want to be wasting my time. Okay, so free X band. Watch that video. It's going to show you how you can really easily determine whether you can unpair and repair for a higher share rate. Because in most instances, if you want to add to your LP, just add to your LP. But when you do that, you're going to be confusing. How do I say that? I don't know that you're actually going to be confusing. I think I'm confused. You're going to have to think it through or consult with somebody that can really walk you through that. Should you just add on top of that? I think you should. I mean, if you want to add to your LP and increase your share rate, yeah, all you're doing is adding UFO to the pool, to the LP, and you're also getting a higher share rate if you're dollar cost averaging in. So, but that might be worth jumping on Spaces and asking the greatest currency Yoda that question. Okay. So yeah. Oh, dude, guys, hold on. I want to ask that question. I want to know the answer. Hold on, guys. Just bear with me. Just hold on. Hopefully I can understand that. When I'm streaming and write, it doesn't always come out real clearly. So yeah, what you'll do, and watch that. Okay, cool. The link works. Okay, now I know for sure that links work in the chat. Excellent. Yeah, watch that, man. Because guys, it's so simple to find out if you can get a leg up on your share rate. Like last summer when ink ran up, I unpaired and repaired and got a higher share rate for the cost of gas. Yeah, you literally go into the DAP and you can see your shares like I just showed you. You can see your shares. Say I've got 1 million, right? In that one pair, I got 1 million shares. It means I started with 1 million UFO. And then you go to PulseX V2 with the same wallet. See how many UFO are in that pair. Like right now, it's like I said, it's 250,000. But if it was anything more than 1 million, I could unpair and then repair. Let's say it was 1.5 million. And then I would have a share rate of 1.5 million, not 1 million, which is more than 1 million, which means more yield for me. See how that works? So simple. You just got to keep your eye on the paired token. Okay. I hope that answers your question, man. Wow, we went in a circle. Free X band. I went in with a small OSP just to check it out. $50 UFO and $50 hex. Yeah, man. You got a share rate. I love them share rates. I don't care how small they are. I don't care. You expect a 10-cent pTGC, Shack? Yeah, man. I'm with you. All right, let's finish out, guys. Moon math. We got 18 people in here. It's so slow in crypto right now. All right, let's do. We already did reflections. Yay! So we can skip that. Let's do the lock calculator. Calculator. Now this is my favorite, guys. I love the locking. So this is the total locked total in the whole system. We are averaging about we did last year. We averaged unlocking early 395 million pTGC tokens every month. So people paid the penalty on 395 million pTGC per month. We already exceeded 1 billion in the last 30 days. I could show you. I'll spare you guys. So we're already like a 3x, a 2x plus. So we're being rewarded very heavily lately because of shiny objects and fear. And then, okay, the purpose of this calculator, of course, is it can show you how much you can earn on a lock or locks based on a future price or any price that you want. And Shaq thinks we're going to 10 cents, and I agree. So, and I'm going to say, let's say we have 10 million pTGC locked, and today that's like $5,000, I think, for three to $5,000, somewhere in there. And we have an average month of 395 million pTGC being unlocked. And let's say the total that I'm earning is 90% of my tokens. Like what you guys can do is put your whole lock setup into ChatGPT, and it will show you how much you're earning. You know, put it down, break it down by the different tiers, and then it will tell you you're earning 90. Like I am earning 96.2% of all the locking rewards I could possibly earn for my pTGC. 96.2%. Yours might be. It's not going to be anything less than 55. 55 and up is what it's going to be. So put all your metrics in here. If you have only 10 million locked for, let's say, 8 years and 1 day, you guys know the drill now. And the current price, let's make it 50 cents. Shaq, we're going to 50 cents. And you have an average month of 395 million. And what we speculate is that we think people are going to be early end locking when that price goes up. Okay. I might be one of them. You might too. You would earn $3,825 in that month. You guys catch that? 10 million locked, 395 million unlocked, so they can get their tokens. Price is now 50 cents. You're only earning 90%, but it is 90%. In that 1 month, you earned $3,825. Guys, that's something to write home about. I'm just going to tell you. I put on my working pants every day. I know what $3,800 can do in the States and outside the States. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? And besides that, what it could do for food and raiment, what could it do for dollar cost averaging into new projects during the next bear market? Yeah. Okay. So that's it for the calculators. Let me show you. We're an hour and 35 minutes. These keep getting longer. All right. On the homepage, which everybody has access to, there is some cool stuff now, some more cool stuff. pTGC market metrics. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, guys, where was I? It was on. It was on Spaces yesterday. Zen was walking me through it. It was a cool. Of course, it was cool. Give me a second. Staking reflections. I think you got to view charts. I don't remember, guys. So we'll just skip this part. You're welcome, Free X-Band. All right. Oftentimes, it has happened a couple of times. Somebody asks me, okay, I've heard that pTGC and UFO are the index tokens of the Pulse network. Pulse is below SAC price. These things are going to run when Pulse runs. We speculate with a high degree of probability. And so therefore I want in. So what do I do? Well, you're going to pulsex.com. Oh, I've got it pulled up here. Let me share the screen. You're going to connect your wallet to pulsex.com. All right. Connect your wallet. MetaMask. Okay. Sorry. I don't need to do that. You click on exchange. And if you have Pulse, select the amount of Pulse in here. And then you're going to select pTGC or UFO. And our ticker symbols are in here and our old logos. pTGC, we're working on getting the new ones in there, and UFO. And then you can buy your assets right here. Set your slippage for pTGC. Yeah, man. Set your slippage for pTGC, set it to 6%, UFO 7%, use the auto router. Okay. And then when you're done transacting, turn your slippage back to 0.5 or whatever it is that you keep it set at. Okay. Only buy these tokens from the wallet you want to keep them on. Unless you really want to move them, then just know you're going to pay the fee. One thing to add, if you do stake pTGC, you can then vote on DAO proposals. That's another thing. There's so much to learn, but what you guys got here in this hour and 40 minutes is enough to hit the ground running. If you got questions, jump into the Telegram. There's guys in there day in and day out, happy to help you. There's not a dumb question. If anybody gives you a hard time, tell me about it. I'll take care of it. Okay. Me and the Yoda. We'll take care of it. Okay. Don't let anybody give you a hard time in the Telegram, and you can reach out to me personally. You can PM me if you got anything pressing or whatever. Guys, it has been really fun, and I really appreciate it. Shaq, Free X-Band. Was there somebody else that was Polygon? Duffy Slice and Shank. I appreciate you guys' input, your questions. It's been really not only fun. Robot Boy, wish I was able to help you a little bit more. But the interaction, NJ Dub, I love it. Because why? Because you're helping me keep on task so that I can answer you guys' questions. And it's always a hoot. And next time we meet on Wednesday, hopefully I'll have some more discoveries that I'll be able to share with you guys. And hopefully we have a resolution to the SEC case, and we'll all be off to Valhalla. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you around the blockchain.